Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on some more Morning Wood. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. I'm the host here, the channel Wood. We'll definitely get into some bite down boxing presented by Pay Me No Mind. And we're gonna talk Saturday. Pretty solid fight coming up. WBO junior lightweight champion Jamel Simplified Herring up against Lamont Roach. Is it Lamont Roach Jr.? Thought he was a junior, but it might just be Lamont Roach. Interestingly, I reached out to Top Rank to try to understand why I didn't see. Maybe it was on there and I missed it. But this morning I realized that down in the corner on Sports Center, there was a Herring versus Roach little ad or graphic. I don't think I saw those during the Stevenson Gonzalez week a couple weeks ago. We didn't see anything on Monday Night Football, the preceding Monday Night Football, and I just wondered what was up. And instead of coming on and just complaining and telling you what I think, showing you what I don't know, because I don't know. I try to ask some honest questions. How does the relationship with ESPN work? Was it a matter of do you have to pay for that? Does Top Rank have to pay for that placement? This is also this Herring Roach fight is also on the plus. So, and then again, I don't watch ESPN and all of that stuff every day, all the time. I'm in the morning time is generally when I watch the most. I probably watch 20 minutes of Sports Center and a good 20 minutes of Get Up. So maybe I missed it. I definitely don't recall seeing Stevenson get the car wash treatment, so on and so forth. But anyway, this fight we have it's out in Fresno. You have Kubrat Pulev out there. What is he? WO mandatory or I think he has a mandatory spot for one of these belts in the heavyweight division against Rydell Booker. The return of Amir Imam, Gabriel Flores Jr. is on this card. The Robecy Ramirez, is that his last name? The cat that was upset in his debut. Pretty solid card. I mean, obviously with Veterans Day coming up and the tie-in to the armed forces, service members and whatnot. Jamel Herring, being a former Marine and Olympian and all of that. It's a lot of stuff to market. I will say one thing, rarely do we see two black fighters, fighting each other at the higher level, at the medium and higher levels. We constantly see, you see it, true prospects, and on Showbox, you see it quite a bit. But once you get beyond that, it's very rare. I mean, I was thinking earlier, like, has Tank Davis fought any black fighters? No impetus for them to make the fight between him and Gary Russell Jr. Now we have some chatter between Devin Haney and Tank Davis. There was the Tank Davis and Tevin Farmer that never got done. Maybe in large part because of financial reasons. But like I said, we just rarely see it. And the last time that Jamel Herring fought another black fighter was against Ladarius Miller, I think, Memphis Miller, and he lost that fight. Might have been before moving on. That might have been the last bout with the PBC. But Roach has, had a couple of questionable decisions, came back and avenged one, I think, pretty well, maybe 2 fights back. He's fought his way into this position. It's good to see Top Rank and Golden Boy doing business. continuing to do business and continuing to work together. It's good to see the system kind of, the embattled system of boxing to kind of put, put Roach in this position, to get a crack at a world title, just kind of taking care of business in the ring and things, moving up the rankings and so on and so forth. We saw where we didn't get a Burchell against a Herring. Again, there's no push for there to be a Tank Davis versus a Herring for a unification fight. Not saying whether or not those fights are competitive or who would be my winner or anything, but just saying it's kind of interesting how this stuff shakes out or doesn't shake out depending on what your perspective is. But looking at the fight itself, it'll be Herring's first title defense. It's a very big deal around for him because the card is pretty much built around him and it's showcasing him, and it's another guy who's being somewhat rewarded for just playing his role and taking care of business. Made a smart decision for him individually to move over to the B&B thing and go under the wing of Bomac. And I think one thing that's really benefited from is the training, being away from Cincinnati, where I believe he still lives, being away from Cincinnati and not having the day-to-day, things that affect your focus. And then I think the professionalism in the training, the strength and conditioning, they spend some time in Omaha, then they do some of the camp out in Denver, and get some of that higher altitude stuff and whatnot. You get in camp with the Terrence Crawford, you get some sparring in with him. It's a lot of guys across the Midwest that Terrence Crawford and Bomac bring into camp, a lot of different prospects. So you're getting some good work in and whatnot. So I think, I really respect the fact of what he, the focus that he put on his own preparation and to go out and find some things that really work for him. And I think this is a chance to show kind of what levels, he may have. Now you are a champion. Do you get that boost? Roach is not on the championship level yet, so there's some hunger there. He wants to maximize and realize this opportunity and, world champion status himself. I thought that last Roach fight, I believe it was his last fight, was a little close, or a lot close maybe. And I think it'll be an entertaining fight. I think both guys are solid boxers. I'm not sure either one does any one particular thing exceptionally well, but two good boxers, and I think both have the right stuff on the line to bring out the best that they can muster on any given night. And, maybe the outcome of the fight is more so the story than, some of the more theatrical stuff or the bigger, the box office or the marquee names that we know. It might not be all of that build up, all of that type of fanfare in the lead up to the fight. But, maybe the action plays out in the ring. And then, like I said, maybe the conclusion of it cements one of these guys in what they're trying to do. That's kind of it. The one thing, and another thing, me personally, watching some of the stuff on social media, seeing how these types of topics, these types of names, how they generate or don't generate buzz and activity. It's interesting to see, in particular, black boxing fans, what we do with this type of fight. Because it seems like sometimes, we focus on 2 or 3 names, 3 or 4 names. And, it was way more buzz. Perfect example. It was way more buzz for an announcement of Gervonta Davis to be fighting in Atlanta against, a Yuriorkis Gamboa than anything that you've heard about this matchup right here. Now, obviously, we know that it's a lot. Tank Davis is a sexier name, quote unquote, for lack of a better word. Mayweather Promotions, is entrenched, kind of in the culture. Davis is being built and built and groomed to, assume a certain role in the game. So I understand that. But like I said, here's a quality fight to check out. And it's just interesting to sit back and look at, kind of what does and doesn't move the needle. Like I said, I hope people check it out. And we'll go from there. So that's all I really wanted to come on and talk about this morning. I said Amiri Imam, Kubrat Pulev, and Rydell Booker. Gabriel Flores Jr. continuing to, steadily improve and whatnot. And so I think all of the action is going to be on the Plus. That's Saturday. There's also the, clashing heads with the card that's on the Zone. Maybe I'll talk about that Friday. I might even do a Saturday morning live stream this week. So again, let me get on off of here, man. My name is Wood. Bite down, boxer. Don't let them count you out.